What is going on, world? What's up, YouTube? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new StarCraft 2 video. This one is between two players on the WCS Pro circuit, spawning here in the top right hand corner of the map, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He's currently the best player on the planet and wants to continue his dominance in the pro scene. His name is Serral. And his opponent spawning the top left-hand corner of Year Zero LE, playing with the red Terran pieces. He's not as well known as his opponent, but a great Terran player to say the least, and continuing to grow his following. His name is Time. So guys and girls, this game and this series in particular was played at the WCS spring event that happened, and was one of the games within the round of 8 of that tournament, and I'm extremely excited to see what ends up happening here today between these two players, because this is a series that I'm really excited about, because I really am not going to lie. The entirety of WCS Spring, as far as the games I've casted so far and watched, are absolutely awesome. I mean, it's been a great event so far. Just really exciting stuff happening at the event. Lots of really great games of StarCraft 2, and I'm excited to see what ends up happening in this series here, as we got the best player on the planet, and then of course the a very good Terran player, to say the least. So should be interesting. But let's talk about what both our players are doing here in the early stages of the game. It looks like Serral went for that quick natural hatchery and then went ahead and got his gas as well as his spawning pool. He's got a couple of overlords that are hanging out right now, or kind of moving around the map, doing some scouting, seeing if there's any proxy barracks. We have Time on the opposite side of the map. He's going ahead, he got his barracks, and then he followed that up into a natural command center. He's going to have his a Reaper coming out onto the map to do a little bit of some scouting information. But like I said, guys, this is one of those series that I think is going to be a really exciting one between these two, because Time is an up-and-coming star, I think, in the StarCraft 2 Pro scene with the Terran pieces. I think he's going to just continue to get better and better. And Serral, of course, well, this is a guy who needs no introduction at all, and he is consistently getting better and better, it seems, as he's gone from tournament to tournament. We're going to have that Reaper makes his way across the map over to that third, or I should say that second natural hatchery. Going to do a little bit of some jawing back and forth. Some micro is going to come into play, but it looks like that Reaper is going to be shooed away. Third hatchery is gone down now for Serral as well. We're going to see the metabolic boost upgrade being researched as well out of the spawning pool. And it does look like now we're starting to see some of the techs of choice. We are going to see Time. He's going to go ahead, put that factory onto the reactor, and then we're going to see a starport being followed up as well. So very interesting decision making by Time. Nothing, crazily out of the ordinary as of yet as far as the build order is concerned. The same can be said for Serral. We are going to see the double Hellion production coming out of that factory. And it looks like Serral is getting a start on that creep spread, starting to move it out somewhat. And, I think we're going to, I really want to keep an eye on, who's going to be the one that's kind of dictating the pace of this game. That's the big question mark that I'm going to have. Because Serral, a lot of times, he'll just kind of overwhelm the opponent if you give him too much time. Looks like that Baneley Nest is being followed up here. We're also going to see a Liberator production coming out of the starport, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that as well. It looks like we may have a timing push coming in here shortly for Time, as he's starting to kind of get some units up at the top of that ramp towards that natural command center. But nonetheless, I am excited to see exactly what Serral is going to kind of be able to scout here. It does look like he does see that there is the starport out. So Serral is so good at the scouting, information, really just scouting and getting as much knowledge about what his opponent is doing at so many different points in the game. Does look like we are going to see those Hellions as well as a Reaper that are going to be moving across the map. We're going to see 6 in total are going to be moving onto creep. Got to be careful though. Here we go. It does look like Serral wants to be the one kind of creating the issue here, as he does look like he wants to try to get some shots in there before Time can really do much. But these Hellions are trying to find an angle here. Looks like they are going to try to come in here and get somewhat of an angle, as you're going to try to fry some of those some of those Zerglings. They do get a couple of them. Nothing too crazy as of yet, as we're going to see that Liberator is going to try to get its, it is going to try to do as much damage as it can over at that third hatchery as well. But here we go. It does look like Time wants to be the one creating somewhat of the issue here, as he is going to get a lot of value out of these Hellions so far. Beautiful play so far out of Time, but you do not want to overextend, at least at this point, as those Queens are definitely helping out quite a bit so far. More and more Queens are going to be added on. We're going to see the lair production coming in as well. And then we're going to see Time. He's going to go ahead and he is going to start that stim pack research, and then it does look like he is also going to continue ramping up some more production as far as barracks go. He's going to get those double evolution chambers out so he can start getting those +1/+1 upgrades. Looks like that third command center is going to be coming in here very shortly as well. Yes, and +1/+1 is started here. And we are going to see continued action here over near Serral's side of the map. I don't know if I like this engagement here. The transfuses do come in. But the Liberator that was here with those liberation zones, you know, I feel like Time might have had a decent angle there to do some damage. But there were a lot of Queens there, so maybe he wouldn't have been able to do as much damage as I would have thought. But it does look like the Liberator is going to start doing a little bit of some damage to the Overseer. Looks like he probably will get that Overseer unless the Overseer is transfused. Oh, it does. Beautiful play there by Serral. Just at the nick of time. Gets that transfuse in. Beautiful play. We are going to see the roly-poly upgrade coming in now for Serral for the Banelings. So going to have to keep an eye on all these upgrades. Lots of upgrades coming in. We're going to see those +1/+1 upgrades out of his evolution chambers. This is going to get followed up by a Hydralisk Den. And so we're really starting to see what both players are deciding to do. Centrifugal hooks will be finished up in less than 10 seconds for Serral. And now we're starting to see Time. Looks like he's thinking once again about moving out here. And I kind of like it. I do. I actually like that he is deciding to try to be the one creating trying to create problems for Serral, and I really like that decision making, simply because if he's the one dictating the pace of the game, he can, you know, I think that's half the battle. But the problem is that Serral looks like he wants to run across the map here and wants to do what kind of damage he can now to that third command center. There is absolutely nothing here to save these SCVs. Looks like Serral is getting a really nice angle, at least at this point. Beautiful play there by Serral, but at the same time, there is an army of Times that's going to try to do some damage over at that fourth hatchery here, and it does look like the Zerglings, though, they're going to be coming up from behind. You got to be very careful, though, because there are going to be some sieged up tanks here, as well as those medevacs. But here we go. It does look like Serral's going to try to do as much damage as he possibly can, but those siege tanks just barely survive, at least for the time being. Melee attacks level 1 ground, Carberry's level 1 are going to be finishing up as well. They are going to try to snipe that fourth hatchery. Has not happened yet. The surround comes in on both sides. It looks like Serral is trying to swallow this entirety of that army alive, and it does look like Time is going to fly out of there before Serral's able to take full advantage. But this army's being re-upped now by Time. Evolved Muscular Augment's going to be finishing up in less than 5 seconds now for Serral, so we got to just, you know, keep on keeping tabs on these upgrades. The +2/+2 upgrades going to be coming in for both players as well. It does look like Serral once again is starting to, he's really keeping tabs on where this army is at all times, but it looks like the creep spread, Time does not want to allow to get out of hand, at least for the time being, as we're going to see more and more Banelings being added on as well. And just a lot of red over in this area of the map as more and more Zerg is going to try to just completely overwhelm this army. The swarm is here, that is for sure, as we're going to start seeing Hydralisks that are going to be researched or are going to be morphing in here shortly, as we are going to see Serral is once again going to see exactly what's going on. He is so good at, of course, the information to figure out what's going on. We're going to see the infestation pit coming in now for Serral as well, and then we're going to see we're going to start seeing more and more siege tanks that are going to be coming in as well now out of Time. Wow, a lot of back and forth early on, you know, in this series. As we're passing that 9.5 minute mark, we're going to see the grooved spines is going to be finishing up now for Serral. And so this is very interesting. I mean, both these players are really trying to get an angle here, as far as what is going to work out best for them, as we're going to see Serral, he's going to be hitting another command center up at that near that top left-hand corner of the map, and we're going to see Time, who's trying to kind of trade blows with him, going after a lot of this creep spread, but it looks like Serral once again is going to try to get as much value as possible out of small amounts of Zerg units. He is going to start doing a little bit of some damage here. On the opposite side of the map, though, we are going to see Time is going after, once again, that 4th hatchery. He wants to take it out. He's got these siege takes in a beautiful position as far as they are sieged up beautifully to really be able to try to snipe down this 4th hatchery. Looks like they are just barely, possibly, are they going to get it? Looks like Serral does not want to let it go. The transfuses are coming in, and it looks like Serral is able to swallow that army almost whole there. As more and more damage is going to be coming in, Serral is ahead right now, and I think that engagement definitely went in favor of Serral without a doubt. Hive is being researched, and it's going to start being able to go after those and start creating some of those higher tier Hive-based units. We are going to see Serral once again. He's going to try to get this round once again. Oh, you got to be careful. The Baneling hits. GG is called, and Serral takes a 1-0 lead over his opponent. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Serral and Time, and if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and I'll see you guys all in game number 2. Alrighty, everyone. Well, game number 2 in this best of 5 series finds us on Kairos Junction LE. Spawning here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, playing with the red Terran pieces. He's currently down, but certainly not out of this series just yet. His name is Time. In his opponent, spawning in the cross position, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He's currently up and wants to continue rolling, having this series, I should say, rolling in his favor. His name is Serral. So, guys and girls, as I said, game number 2 in this series. I'm very excited about it. Game number 1 was kind of a back and forth ordeal, but Serral just slowly but surely overwhelmed Time throughout the course of that game. Just there was a couple of engagements that I felt that were mismanaged by Time, and Serral was able to kind of take advantage. And you know, with StarCraft 2, guys, I mean, this is the ultimate real-time strategy game, and really, when you think about it, it's one of those things where you have to be on your A game at all times. You know, just you're constantly trying to, you're doing many things at once, right? Your clicks per minute, all of that. And so here's the thing. Is someone like Time, who is, you know, still a very good Terran player. I mean, without a doubt, going neck to neck a lot of that first game against Serral. You know, I think it really just came down to he was trying to do so much, and it just, you know, just came down to, you know, kind of not being able to manage it all efficiently. And Serral, of course, is very good at doing just that. So he was able to slowly but surely overwhelm Time. But it felt like there were moments that Time had definite opportunities to create problems, you know, to create problems for Serral, and I think he absolutely did exactly that. But that being said, guys, let's talk about what each player is deciding to do here in these early stages of game number 2, as we're going to see a handful of Zerglings are going to start moving out across the map, as well as that Reaper is going to be moving out as well. Now, it does look like both players it should be very interesting to see what these players decide to do here in this game. As we see Time, he's going to go ahead, go for that quick natural command center. We're going to see these Zerglings now. Looks like a lot of SCVs are going to be pulled off the line here, as these Zerglings going to come down to the micro here, as these Zerglings going to try to do as much damage as they possibly can. Beautiful play here by Serral. He's kind of just buying himself a little bit. Sometimes he's going to try to get that another one of those SCVs. And it looks like as this goes, can they get one more? Beautiful play there by Time, though, keeping this one SCV alive to do his work. So we're going to see the barracks into that natural command center, of course, followed up by the factory. And then we're going to see a starport followed up as well. So we're going to see Serral, though, going for that very quick spawning pool, of course, the gas and that natural hatchery as well. We're going to see, of course, the Reaper is going to start trying to do a little bit of some scouting information. It looks like, yeah, he has no idea what's going on in that main base location as of right now. So time obviously is going to, it's going to be very important for him to find out exactly what's going on, which I'm sure he will here shortly. He does not know about this third hatchery that is down as well. But nonetheless, it does look like Serral's going ahead. He's kind of going into his normal build order. He's going to go ahead. He's going to get Metabolic Boost, which of course is a Zergling speed upgrade. He's getting that third hatchery, and in this game, looks like he's going to get that Roach Warren. So I like that decision making, to kind of change it up a little bit, try to throw time off just somewhat, and it does look like now Serral is going to try to get some scouting of his own. Now he has no idea what's going on in that main base location, but he's going to sacrifice this Overlord to see. Boom, he does see exactly that there is a starport down at least, so he does kind of see the timing on that. We are going to see 4 Hellions being lifted off into a medevac that's going to start moving across the map. I'm assuming that medevac is most likely going, or those Hellions are going to be mainly used to clear out some of this creep spread, and to maybe also get some more further scouting information. We're going to be seeing the Liberators coming in now out of the starport as well for time. We are also going to see now the medevac is going to drop down here, but it looks like Serral is on top of it, knows exactly what to expect as far as the timings are concerned, and time is going to have to fly on out of there as his third command center now is going down. So he's going to try to get that third command center up and running here shortly as he is constructing. He's going to make another barracks. And now we're going to start seeing the roaches. That roach production start going to begin here. We are going to see once again time is just not really being able to find any type of angle, as we're going to see a lot of, or I shouldn't say a lot, 5 roaches as well as a couple of queens are going to be starting to move out. And it does look like this could be a problem because time does not know that this is coming as of yet. Here we go. Serral going to try to jump ahead here in this game, as it looks like he is going to start moving more and more units. Got those roaches, ravagers, as well as a couple of queens to help with the transfusing. Does look like Serral did notice that that third command center was going down. The transfusers are coming in. Beautiful biles there to take out that siege tank. Here we go. It does look like Serral is smelling blood here. He wants to take out all of these units as the biles are going to be coming down now on those units and the bunker as well. Oh man, this could be painful. Here we go. Does look at the biles going to come down once again on the siege tank, and here comes the swarm. GG is called, and Serral takes a commanding 2-0 lead over his opponent. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Serral and time. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and I'll see you guys all in game number 3. Alrighty, everyone. Well, game number 3 in this best of 5 series finds us on Port Alexander LE. Spawning here in the top left-hand corner of the map, playing with the red Terran pieces. He's currently down, but certainly not out of this thing just yet. His name is Time. And his opponent spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He's currently on match point, wants to end this thing right here and right now. His name is Serral. So guys, as I said, this game was played, of course, it was a best of 5 series that was played at the WCS spring event and was one of the games within the round of 8 of that tournament. And so we're talking, a tournament that's starting to come down to the wire. All these players, it's every game matters in the grand scheme of things. You are trying as hard as you can to win these games and move on to the next round. And I gotta say, man, it's been WCS Spring has been a really exciting event, to say the least, and I am very excited to see exactly what happens here in this game because, time, I think the narrative is based around time right now. So time obviously has gone down 2 games, okay, against the best player on the planet. I don't think there's any debate about that as of right now. And what do you do when you're up against the best player in the world? What do you do to get back in this series? How do you do it? Do you throw them off by doing a little bit of some cheese, or do you play the macro game, which at this point, or up to this point, has not worked? Well, it does look like Time is going to go for that barracks into that natural command center. So nothing out of the ordinary on his end as of yet. So it looks like he's going for that standard build, at least right now. Serral, on the other hand, is going for a very standard build as well. Game number 2, he kind of changed it up a little bit, went for some quick Zerglings, kind of threw Time off immediately, and then, kind of just, went for a timing push. Once he saw that third command center being constructed by Time, went in with Roaches, Ravagers, and some Queens, finishing it off with some Zerglings, and just absolutely devastated Time there in that game. But it looks like he's going for that Hatch Gas Pool Opener, going for the Metabolic Boost upgrade early on here. And so, as I said, it's a interesting ordeal. I mean, I gotta say, very interesting to say the least, between these two players. Like, what are you gonna do? It looks like Serral is gonna try to get that SCV. Oh man, just barely is able to get away with his life. And it does look like some of those Zerglings do go down with a little bit of some micro by Time. Metabolic Boost is going to be finishing up in less than 5 seconds for Serral. So, on this opposite side, I'm starting, you're seeing Time. He's kind of doing some, generally speaking, the same type of build that he did in the first, in those first couple of games. And it really hasn't worked at this point. So I'm just wondering why, maybe he's going to go for some sort of, intense push here, which of course he could do. Third hatchery going down now for Serral. We are going to see, of course, we're going to see the double Hellion production coming out of the factory. And then, of course, we're going to be seeing that Starport is going to be finished, but it looks like the Tech Lab is being added on. We're also going to see a Fusion Core. Okay, so here we go. Time is changing it up a little bit. I love this. I love that he's going to change this up just a little bit. This build order is getting changed, and I absolutely love it. Because guess what, guys? Oh, Serral saw it. Oh my god. See, this is what I'm talking about. Serral catches everything, guys. Serral did see it. What a genius. Absolutely brilliant. He saw the Fusion Core. So now the question is, how does he respond to this? Well, it looks like right now he's going to go ahead, get his lair going. So he's going to go for those higher tier lair-based units. And this isn't really affecting Serral too much because he's caught this early enough that it's not going to absolutely devastate him. There is a battle cruiser coming out. So the battle cruiser coming out is really just to kind of throw Serral off a little bit. But Serral knows what's coming now. And so we see this, and this is what we mean. When we talk about the best player in the world, guys, we talk about someone who is, is always getting that scouting information. It's all about information, knowing exactly what your opponent is doing, or seeing if there's any kind of timing pushes or anything along those lines. And that obviously is very helpful to know. Time, however, even though he knows Serral saw it, he's going to go ahead and he is going to see, he's going to go ahead and continue onwards with the battle cruiser. He's going to probably go somewhat for a push here shortly, I would assume. We are going to see the Nidus Worm. So the Nidus Network's going to be coming in now. So that switch up for Serral, he's getting that Nidus Network down. And so I love this. I love that Serral is going to try to take an opportunity and try to reverse this on Time. Because now Time, this is going to get interesting. Time is going to go ahead and is going to try to do as much damage as he can with the, of course, with the, with the battle cruisers. But at the same time, that Nidus Worm is going to be coming in here. And it does look, okay, so Time does know where it's at. But this is what's getting so interesting. The battle cruiser did come in, and the battle cruiser is going to try to do a little bit of some damage. The Queens do come out, but beautiful positioning, though, on these siege tanks. And, oh, wow, this was stopped before it even started. Time, beautiful play there by Time. He does have that third command center that's going to be going down. We're also going to see a lot of these units coming back out of that Nidus Network. Wow. So it looks like Time actually got a good positioning. There's a lot of Zerglings out, though. And those Zerglings, that really got shut down quickly as far as the Nidus Worm is concerned. The Nidus Network got completely shut down. And that's what you need if you are Time, is to really just stop Serral in certain areas. So I love Time. He's not afraid. He's going to continue, making some of these battle cruisers. And I love the decision-making to do that. I really do. So we're going to see more and more of these battle cruisers that are going to be coming out now. And I think that's a great decision by Time. He's going to go ahead. We're going to see the these double engineering bays that are going to be coming in. So he's going to be able to go get those +1/+1 upgrades. Now, Serral's already on top of that. He's got the double evolution chambers. And so he's going to be a little bit ahead of the upgrade count as far as that's concerned. But we're going to see these battle cruisers are just going to do as much damage as they possibly can. And they are going to continue trying to take out as many of these queens as possible, really forcing a lot of those transfuses. Oh, that battlecruiser is getting very low on health. Does look like he ends up flying away, though, for the time being. And there's a nice-sized army now for Time. Time's got a nice-sized army. He's going to be able to land this third command center and start just, you know, really getting fully saturated on 3 bases. I love it. I really do. I like the position Time is in right now. For the first time in the series, it feels like he's in a good position. I like it. He's really playing this beautifully. Look at that. Getting some of these Zerglings for practically free, and now it looks like he's going to go in for an attack. He's got a lot of units. Marines, some siege tanks, as well as some of those Hellions. And it does look like the Zerglings, though, the little run by, though, could do a little bit of some damage here, as those Zerglings are going to be able to do a little bit of some damage, but at the same time, nothing too crazy as of yet for Serral. So Serral does have a lot of Zerglings out. He's got that Bailey Nest going down. He's got those +1 upgrades in. Once again, though, we are going to see these battle cruisers are going to be here. Battle cruiser is down, trying to do as much damage as possible. We're going to see the transfuses coming in now for that Spore Crawler. The Spore Crawler is going to most likely, looks like, almost go down there. As these battle cruisers are creating some problems for Serral, because it's forcing all of those transfuses out of the queens. Stim Pack finishes up. We're seeing the infestation bits is going to be coming in here right now. Now you gotta be careful. Do not want to just lose these battle cruisers. Oh my god, the battle cruiser. Oh, that battle cruiser does go down, but at the same time, the positioning on these siege tanks is absolutely brilliant, doing a lot of damage down here as they are taking out unit after unit right now. I really like the positioning that Time is in at this point. He is absolutely in the lead of this game, and he's really making some good moves right now. We're going to see the armory coming down now as well, or being constructed, and then we're going to see Serral. Now, Serral is certainly not at the standard speed, right? Looks like he's going to get possibly a good angle on some of these Marines, but beautiful micro here by Time, getting a lot of damage in there. And at the same time, we're going to see, you know, a lot of queens, though. There are a lot of queens out. Looks like 2 are on that production tab right now, so more and more queens are being produced. The Hive is going to be coming in here shortly for Serral, but there is just a lot of units here that are trying to do as much damage as possible. Looks like Serral has had enough. He wants to do as much damage as he possibly can. Looks like these siege tanks are going to be basically going down here very, very shortly. Not completely taken out as of yet, but the positioning right now, Serral, his supply is really plummeting at this point. I mean, it really is. It's not doing very good, and Time has to just keep on putting on the aggression, and I like the decision to go ahead and do that. Looks like he's going to continue onwards with that aggression, and we're going to see another battle cruiser is going to come down here, and this battle cruiser is going to try to take out another queen. Does take out one, and it looks like now Time is just all over the place. He's doing so much damage. GG is called. And Time is able to get back in this series, getting on the scoreboard. I hope you guys did enjoy this game between Time and Serral. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe for news, stay positive, and I'll see you guys all in game number 4. Alrighty, everyone. Well, game number 4 in this best of 5 series finds us on King's Cove LE. Spawning here in the top left-hand corner of the map, playing with the blue Zerg pieces. He's currently up in this series and wants to close out this series right here and right now. His name is Serral. And his opponent spawning in the cross position playing with the red Terran pieces. He got on the scoreboard and wants to keep that momentum rolling in his favor. His name is Time. So guys and girls, game number 3 in this series ended off with Time getting on the scoreboard against the best player in the world. And now I'm really excited with this game because could Time tie this up? Now, for those of you who don't know, this game in this series was played at the WCS Spring event and was one of the games within the round of 8 of that tournament. And I'm very excited to see what ends up happening in this game because Time just played brilliant StarCraft in game number 3. Was all over the place, creating massive amounts of problems for Serral, and Serral just, you know, over time had to just GG out simply because it was just, he just got overwhelmed. He was outplayed in that game, and so what I'd like to see is some more of the same out of Time. I want to see him, you know, get aggressive, you know, and stay aggressive. Really, you got to keep the pressure on Serral, and that's one of the major ways of I've seen of beating him is by doing exactly that and not allowing Serral to dictate the pace of the game, because if you allow him to dictate it, he's just going to overwhelm you as the time goes. So if you're Serral, though, in this moment, I mean, obviously, he wouldn't need my advice, but I would say, you know, he just has to keep playing his game because it just is one of those things. He's still ahead. He can still keep trying things because even if he loses this game, he is, you know, the series is tied, but he hasn't lost yet. So he, you know, he can definitely still try some things to see if they work against Time. And it'll be very interesting to say the least how this all turns out, as we're going to see a Reaper moving across the map now for Time. He is going to start moving across that map. He's going to start trying to get a little bit of some scouting information, trying to kind of chip away at some of those Zerglings as well as some of those drones. It does look like a little bit micro back and forth here is what we're going to see. Now, both players, it does look like you're going to see a pretty standard build from both players. Barracks into the natural command center, and then followed up by that factory. Double gases for Time as well. There's double refineries. We're going to see Serral going for that hatch gas pull opener, followed up with that metabolic boost upgrade. We're going to see the starport coming in, though, out of Time. So that's going to be constructed as well right now for Time, and I like that decision a lot as well, to go ahead get that starport out. And you know, it does look like Serral, or Time, once again is trying to just create be a little bit of a nuisance, try to create some problems, kind of slow down that third hatchery from going down. Third hatchery has gone down now, but even just like slowing it down doesn't seem like those things are major ordeals, kind of slowing down the timings, but they can add up in the end of a game. Now, very interesting, a fusion core again. This is very interesting out of Time, going for that fusion core. Now, Serral does not know about this, but Serral is going to go ahead, and he has decided to get in and see what kind of scouting information he can get. Now, he obviously has no idea what's going on, but I am assuming he's going to find out at some point or another. But I just love this. I love that Time is going to once again go for that fusion core. He's going with more of, you know, what worked in game number 3. So it's like, well, if it worked, why not try it again? Now, it might not work again going up against the best player on the planet, but if Serral doesn't know about it, it could work out actually relatively well. We're going to see the battle cruiser that's going to be coming in. We are going to see that there is, out of that tech lab, he was going for that cloaking field, which, you know, he canceled immediately after, so that's so interesting. The mind games, guys. The battle of the minds here, as Time is trying to really create some issues for Serral. But Serral looks like he's not phased too much by not knowing what's going on. He's going to go ahead and move into the layers, so that higher tier, you know, layer production and those layer units. Looks like we're going to see a bunch of Hellions as well as a Reaper that are going to be moving across the map now as well. And so Serral, he's on those 3 bases. He's also going to get an Overseer out here very shortly to do a little bit of some scouting. But it does look like a lot of units are now over across the map for time. He's going to start being able to clear out some of these creeps, which is exactly what he wants to do. So a couple of those units do go down. You do not want to try to attempt to take on some of those queens, especially because of those transfuses and such. But it does look like we are going to see now, out of that fusion core, you're going to see that we are going to see that battle cruiser is out once again. He's going to try to do as much damage as possible. And Serral's kind of on top of it. He's got a lot of queens out, which is certainly helpful. But it looks like he's going to continue trying to get as much value out of this battle cruiser as possible. He's going to go after the transfuses do come in on that overlord. Continue. But this is just what Serral does. It's like he knows kind of, now that time did show his card, he showed kind of what he was doing. It'll be interesting to see how Serral responds, as he's going to go for those double evolution chambers now, and the battle cruiser is going to be flying around, getting some scouting information. But now we've got time on that third command center. And that can be very helpful as we are, passing that, we're approaching that 7-minute mark in this game. We're going to be seeing centrifugal hooks being researched for Serral, which of course is the roly-poly upgrade. And then we're also going to see that 4th hatchery going down as well for Serral at this point in the game as well. So he's probably feeling pretty confident right now. He's feeling like he's in a much better spot. He's going to get that scouting information now. He's going to see exactly that there is this third command center is going down. So he sees the timing on it. And that's, of course, very helpful for Serral. And, Serral, like I said, he's going on his 4th hatchery now. He's got those +1/+1 upgrades being researched out of those evolution chambers. And I think he's feeling pretty confident. We are going to see the +1/+1 upgrades out of time as well, out of those engineering bays. We're going to see the armory being researched. Then we're also going to be seeing, or I should say, the armory being constructed. And then we're also going to be seeing combat shield being researched out of the tech lab. So it looks like more and more action is happening near that 4th hatchery. It does look like Serral might actually have to give up this 4th hatchery, and that's exactly what's about to happen, as time was able to get a nice angle there and is able to take out that 4th hatchery. That's a pretty big ordeal. Beautiful play here by time, but you do not want to overextend here, as Serral looks like he wants to swallow this army alive as he's going after all these units with the Banelink. Oh man, it looks like time maybe stayed a little bit too long on creep there, as these Zerglings are going to be easily able to take out that siege tank. And then we're going to be seeing once again while Serral is being attacked, he is attacking at the same time with a handful of Zerglings. So beautiful play there. So I would say that's almost an eye for an eye there. Time was able to take out that 4th hatchery, but at the same time Serral was able to take out a ton of that army. So I think both players are in I would say that Serral's in a position of power right now, seeing as how he's just ramping up that production substantially at this point. Should be interesting, though, to see how this continues here shortly, as we are going to see time is going to be moving out with a couple of those, with a couple of Marines, some Marines, as well as those medevacs, to maybe try to get a little bit of some information. He's going to micro some of these units back, and it looks like he is going to fly away, though, in the end. Wow. What an intense series so far, guys, an intense game. As we're going to see the hive that's going to be constructed now for Serral. We're going to see Evolve Muscular Augments is going to be finishing up. Nematized Carapace will be finishing up in less than 10 seconds, which, of course, is the Overlord speed. And I like that decision a lot, so Serral's going to be able to see a lot sooner what exactly the timings are, if any, for time. We're also going to go ahead and we'll see those +2 upgrades coming out of time as well. He's going to get those +2 upgrades for the ground-based unit composition. But there's just things happening all over the map, and that's why I just love StarCraft 2 so much, is that as the games go on, it's just there's stuff that just happens all over the map. Now we are going to see some more Marines over at this left-hand side, But this creep spread's starting to get a little bit out of hand, and I think Time is going to want to do something about that here shortly. Serral is everywhere, though. He has got a lot of units. Now, we are going to see that 4th command center being constructed right now, and I'm wondering if Serral knows about this as of yet. It does not look like Serral knows about it, but I'm sure he's going to find out about it sooner or later, right? I mean, he's got to. He's definitely going to find out about it. We're seeing another command center that's about to be constructed. Oh, wow. So Serral, I should say Time, is feeling really good about himself at this point. So I don't know if I like the decision, though, to create a couple more command centers at this point. I know, you know, you want to try to, you know, stay ahead of the curve when it comes to playing against Serral. But if Serral finds out about this, this could create some problems. It does look like that Overseer is going to most likely see. Okay, so he does see that there's another command center down, but he does not know. Okay, no, so he does know. He does know that there is going to be another command center at this point that is down. So very interesting play here by both players. Wow. It's turning into, guys, like where we could see these two armies really clash it out and go at it as we are approaching that 12-minute mark. We are also going to see the Ultralisk Cavern coming in. Adrenal Glands is finishing up with 1 less than 5 seconds. And here we go. It does look like Serral's in a pretty good position. He's going to try to snipe down. Oh, if he got those medevacs, that could have been disastrous. Beautiful play, though, by Serral, and well done by Time getting out of there before anything crazy ended up happening. And it looks like that Nidus network, once again, Serral is deciding to use, as we are going to see Marines being flown in. They're going to try to do some damage here to this natural hatchery. And it looks like Serral is going to try to do what he can to get as many of these units as possible. That Ultralisk Cavern is down now, and we are going to see this Nidus network as well as the Spire coming in. Oh my god, this is going to get intense. Because here we go. We are going to see the Vipers are out as well. Those Blinding Clouds are going to be coming in. Here comes Serral. He wants to close this thing out as soon as possible. He's doing a lot of damage with the Banelings. Here we go. He's going to try to snipe down this base. He does get it, which of course is the 5th command center. Beautiful play there by Serral. Taking that out, we are going to see the Ghost personnel cloaking is going to be being researched here in less than 5 seconds. And the Ghosts are out, though. Those Ghosts are out on the playing field, but Serral is just taking over his side of the map, and it's looking scary at this point. Now, that Nidus network, we're going to have to kind of keep tabs on it, as we're going to see Infantry Weapons level 3 as well as Infantry Armor level 3 going to be finishing up here for Time. And that's going to be helpful, but man, oh man, this is starting to get scary, because look at this creep spread. The creep spread is almost to Time's side of the map, and that is absolutely insane. Serral is completely taking over his side of the map. He's got a ton of Zerglings coming in. He's got more and more of those upgrades coming in. He's got those melee attacks level 3 finishing up, ground carapace level 3, and it does look like there's going to be some jawing back and forth here. But we are going to see multiple Nidus worms are going to be coming in the main base location. Oh my god. This could be absolutely devastating. Here we go. Liberation zones do come in, however, which is going to be helpful, but those liberation zones need to land right on top of those Nidus worms, as we are going to see a ton of damage that is going to start to come in here. For Serral, he is doing a lot of damage. He's got a lot of units that are going to be coming in. Looks like he's going to try to hit in multiple angles at once. Once you hit all those higher tier tech-based structures, more and more Nidus worms are going to be coming in here now over near that natural command center. But the battle is happening all over the map. Serral is everywhere. This is beautifully played. The fusion core is being target fired down. A lot of these units are just targeting all of these units. Oh my god, the amount of damage that's being dealt here, though, could be devastating at this point, as it looks like finally Time is going to be able to fully kind of clear all of those Nidus worms out. There are going to be a couple of more, though, that are going to be coming in now. Oh, man. What an intense, intense game, guys. More and more Nidus worms are going to be coming in. What Serral is doing right now is he's trying to kind of close his opponent in. Time is going to be in a very difficult spot here shortly if he does not move out, because it's just a matter of time until there's just going to be so many units that are going to be coming in now. And here they come. They're going to be going after that planetary fortress, or are they just going to go after that main base location? Lots and lots more units that are going to be coming in here. Here we go. It looks like a lot of units are going to be coming in, and it seems like Banelings, Zerglings, as well as Hydralisks are all over the place, going to multiple different areas on Time's side of the map. We passed that 16-minute mark. There is just so many units that are going down on both sides. It's hard to tell who's actually really getting the brunt of it, I should say. It does seem, though, like Serral is still kind of in a position of power here, as Time is just slowly but surely, these units are just like dwindling at this point. He's got one of these orbital commands that is going down as well, or is burning at this point. More and more Zerglings are going to be coming in, trying to do as much damage as possible. Man, lots of Banelings. Ultralisks are coming in. We're going to be also, of course, the Vipers as well are coming in. Lots of planetary fortresses are out as well. Oh, the Banelings. The Banelings are coming in. The planetary fortress goes down in a matter of seconds. Oh my god, the amount of damage coming in. We're going to see once again more and more of these Nidus worms are going to be coming in. Serral is just trying to rip Time in pieces as far as his army is concerned, as well as what he is trying to do. More and more Ultralisks are going to be coming in. So many units. Oh my god. Serral wants to end this thing right here and right now and get a trip to the next round of the WCS spring event. He is doing a lot of damage. Not as much damage as I was actually thinking that he would do at this point. Lots of really good micro out of Time at this point. But it's just so many of these units are not working. It's just a matter of time, because Serral is continuously just creating so many problems. The snipes are going to be coming in here, but these Ultralisks are just doing so much damage now. The Ultras are just taking out so many units. Oh my god, the amount of damage that's happening in that main base location. This is being re-upped by more and more units. GG is called, and Serral earns a trip to the next round at the WCS Spring. I hope you guys did enjoy this game and this series between Serral and Time. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive. And as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.